Now we're going to kind of switch directions with the course just a little bit, and we're going to move into networking, and we're going to start off by talking about TCP/IP basics. Now A+ will kind of delve into some of the very basics about networking, how networks are constructed, the cabling, the devices in the network, and they will also expect you to understand and be familiar with TCP/IP and IP addresses and some other things. And so we'll kind of start off with some basics here and then drill into them a little deeper over the next, 10 or so videos. All right. TCP/IP, first of all, is a suite of protocols. It's a whole collection or family of protocols that take care of all the functionalities that we need for computers to exist and work properly on a network and to share information and so forth. Now, TCP/IP is installed by default on Windows machines, on the Mac OS X based machines, and on Linux machines. Make sure you remember that for the exam. Now, there are three major TCP/IP address settings that you need to be familiar with, and that is the IP address, the subnet mask, and the default gateway. Now, every device that needs to be communicated with directly on a network needs a unique IP address, a subnet mask that tells the network and the network devices something about that address, and a default gateway. And we'll talk about what all those things are as we move through here. Let's start with the IP address. The IP address is a 32-bit number that is arranged in 4 groups separated by periods in the decimal notation so that we can understand that as human beings, because that's what we're used to, is the decimal version. And this IP address must be unique to every computer on the network. Think of this as the house number on your street. A lot of different houses on your street share the same street name, but they all have unique numbers so that we can specify which particular house on the street we're talking about. And there's what an average IP address looks like. Notice 131.112.3.199. Now, part of that address identifies the network the computer is on. That's the same as identifying the street your house is on. And part of that network identifies the unique computer address. That's called the host ID. So the red line there is showing you the network ID. The green line is showing you, or the blue line is showing you the host ID. Now, how do I know which one is the network and the host? Well, the subnet mask tells us that. And a subnet mask of a class A address, and we'll talk about address classes later, is 255.0.0.0. Now, 255 in binary means all of these. Okay, so this is telling me that this is the network ID, and this, and this are host IDs because they're zeros. These are just positional. This is the first one, this is the second one, this 0 is the third one, and this 0 is the fourth one. Notice the periods there, okay? And a subnet mask of a class B address is 255.255. This is telling me that for this IP address, 142.1112 is the network, 3.199 is the computer address, okay, or the host ID. In a class C address, you can see the first 3 subnets are the network ID, 196.112.3, and 199 is the host ID. Pretty straightforward, very simple to understand. Now, the default gateway is where we tell the computers or the network to send the data if the computer's not on the same network, similar to what a zip code does for the post office. All right? And so in this situation, 196.1112.3.1 is the default gateway. And what this means is if I'm trying to send a packet to a computer that doesn't appear to be on my network, say it's on a 136 dot something network, I don't know where that is. So I will send that packet to this address, and this address is going to be to a router. And a router will figure out where it needs to go and put it onto that network. Now, here's one thing you got to remember, and watch for this on the exam. If computers are not on the same network, a default gateway is required. So when you look at a complete IP address, you will see the IP address, then you'll see the subnet mask, and then you will see the default gateway. If all the computers are on the same network, you may not have to have a default gateway. However, if you're trying to communicate between computers that aren't on the same network, a default gateway is required. Just remember that, and that's the very basics of TCP/IP and TCP/IP addressing, and we'll dig a little deeper into some of this as we move through the next few videos.